Carol Lynde grew up in a close-knit, animal-loving family in Mesa, Arizona. Her curious, outgoing nature eventually led her to the Academy of Art College in California, where she studied photography. After college, a friend of her father's got her an internship at KTAR in Phoenix.
I was a photographer reporter at Channel 12. I had an image in my mind because she graduated from a college in San Francisco where she did still photography and theater in San Francisco in the 60s. Those of us who are old enough to remember, tie-dyed shirts, a lot of marijuana, and nobody giving a rat's patootie about anything. And I was very concerned. I was wrong. She became a great learner.
Working with Roger led to a job at KTVK, where she became the first female TV news photographer in Arizona. Carol credits her success to the many people who helped develop her skills, especially photojournalist Jaime Ontiveros, who became a lifelong friend.
50 years? You're making me feel really old. Your first assignment at Channel 3 was Band Aid, and we were still shooting film.
Her video and editing skills took her to TV newsrooms in Atlanta, where she was the first female to win the Emmy for news photography. It was the first of 22 Emmys Carol received during her career. At WAGA, she was often paired with reporter Leroy Powell, a partnership she cherished.
And the winner is, for the Outstanding Achievement Television and News Excellence Feature Reporting, Doodlebugs, producers Leroy Powell and Gloria Carol Lynde, WAGA.
Were you a stick doodler or?
No, I was a mouth doodler. I said the word and they come up.
Thank you. I do have to thank the people of Georgia. Leroy and I've got to do a lot of traveling in the last couple of years, who let us into their homes, who tell us their stories, and are so friendly and so wonderful. And I thank them, and I thank the best partner in the world.
Thank you, partner.
When you came back to Arizona several years later, you went to work for Channel 8. And at that time, you also decided it was time to give back to the community of broadcasting.
I've referred several of my students to you who have needed some interviews about what it was like being a woman video journalist here in this market. And I know you were a trailblazer going through doors that many women had never gone through before, including the Sun's locker room.
PBS led to her dream job as a video producer for the Arizona Game and Fish Department.
She comes sashaying into the office like she usually does and blew us away. By far, the most qualified candidate we've seen. Hired her, found out she didn't know much about wildlife. So we spent the next 9 years, chasing around the woods every critter imaginable.
Fur babies are close to her heart, so Carol volunteers at animal shelters and horse rescues. When she met the last horse that Game and Fish owned, a sweet old guy who'd been retired to a bison ranch in northern Arizona, she convinced the state to sell him to her for $1, so Apache Kid could live out his life in pampered luxury. Before she retired from Game and Fish, Carol started Tall Paul Productions, which specializes in outdoor and wildlife video production, so her wildlife adventures could continue.
Carol put me in front of a camera sometime around 1990, and since then, we have non-stop continued to film basically what I do for a living as a wildlife veterinarian. I mean, we've traveled not only through the mountains and deserts of Arizona, but the jungles of Mexico up to Montana, and it was a blast the whole way.
Oh, there's one more first. Carol is the first woman inducted into the Gold Circle in the Rocky Mountains Southwest region.
She has set the bar very high, and no one deserves a Golden Circle more than Carol.
Really, really appreciated working with you, Carol. Here's hoping that we'll meet you out on the trail again. Congratulations, kiddo.
You earned this. You are to be respected and admired, and you should be an inspiration to everybody that you have ever worked with and everyone you will work with.
Carol, one of the highlights for me, I've had one of my best friends for 50 years. I am so proud of you. Congratulations, Gold Circle.